Hello, thanks for sticking around. So now I'm going to break down some of the more complicated Pilates moves. I'd like to first start out by talking about the neutral spine. One of the most important aspects of the entire Pilates practice. You want the top of the head to reach in one direction, tailbone to reach in the opposite direction, and feel the entire length of the spine pressing into the mat. Another important thing is the hip placement. You definitely don't want to tuck the hips under and bring the lower back off the floor, nor do you want to overarch the back. So you want to keep the entire pelvis neutral, nice long spine, and then sink the abdomen down from there. In the hundreds, it can be common to let the wrist flap. You want to keep the entire arm long, and you want to work the triceps, the upper back, and you really want to feel even the upper abdominal muscles working. And then you can play around with the leg position. As you get stronger, you can start to go into more complicated leg position, really working the lower abs. Secondly, for the roll-up, you want to make sure that you don't grip anywhere else in the body. So Pilates is about your core abdominal muscles, and that's what we're really focusing on. Oftentimes, people will come up from the roll-up and they'll grip their thighs, or they'll use their arms to help them up. So if you're just starting out, it's better to bend the knees, stay with the core, and come up this way before you roll over. And then as your core gets stronger, you'll be able to take the tension out of the thighs and really work from your core. So the core is pulling you up and taking you over for the roll-up. Rolling like a ball is another one of those exercises where we do some fine adjustments just to make it more effective. I talked about weaving the hand underneath the calf and then placing it on top of the foot. So I can show you that. If you're confused, instead of bringing the hands around, we bring them under and then cross them around the ankles. This helps you really activate your core muscles so that you're not using your hip flexors, nor are you using momentum. Also, you don't want to touch your toes when you come up from rolling like a ball. The idea is to balance, stabilizing your core muscles and hold. So as you rock back, you inhale. As you rock up, you're here, you balance. Your toes aren't going to touch the floor. And you really, again, don't want to use momentum. You want to stay as tight as you can. Another thing is a single leg stretch. I talk about right hand on the same ankle, left hand on the knee, and then we switch. Nice thing about using the arms this way is you really start to work your transverse abdominals. So keep the same hand as ankle, opposite hand as knee, and then switch, and then switch, and then switch. And as you get used to that, you'll see how it's much more effective. In the double leg stretch, we come up, common here to want to go like this, like the traditional crunch, lifting the shoulders off of the floor. The shoulders stay up and they never move down. You keep them here as you extend arms and legs, then you swing into the stretch. You don't want to come like this up and down. Rollover. Mostly throughout the exercises, we're doing a Pilates V where the heels are together, the toes are turned out. In the rollover, we're parallel. So the toes start hip distance apart, parallel, and that action of reaching up towards the sky and then overhead really activates the core. Then we close the legs and come down and then open the legs for 4, and then we reverse it so the legs start closed and you squeeze the inner thighs up and over and then open, come down, and then close. I'm going to roll up, show you a couple more things. For the saw, when you twist and you reach, you want to continue looking over your back arm, and then you want to scoop from the belly to lift up and then come center. Sometimes it's common to start sawing and move to center before you lift. So you want to twist, saw, keep working your side waist, keep working the obliques, and then come back to center. I'm going to finish off with the Pilates push-up. Traditional push-ups, you bring your elbows out to the side. In Pilates, we bring our elbows straight back alongside our waist and then push up. We also are keeping the core strong the entire time and the neutral spine. So if you press through your feet, you feel your tailbone reaching towards your heels, top of the head reaching out towards the front of the mat, and then you come down, elbows in close, and then you press up. And then we walk back and we squeeze the buttocks. This is a long inhale, all the way up to stand, and then you exhale. Inhale, and lower back down. Thanks so much for sticking around. Thanks so much for working out with me today, and I'll see you soon.